Hello and welcome to the North East Football Show. This week it's the TU Fresh Live Week special. We'll be talking about Middlesbrough v Sunderland and how Middlesbrough fared this season. We'll have quizzes and stats as we go, so let's go. As always, we are joined by Jack and Sam. Good morning, lads.
Morning.
And we are going to be talking about the game, so let's get going. So, Sam, as a Borough fan, how do you think this game's going to pan out for yourself?
Well, I'm hoping and guessing that we're actually going to be a bit creative this time. Agnew's came in and he's looked like he wants to attack, he wants to drive forward, he wants to do things. Having said that, it's not reaping a lot of rewards as of yet, but we're still resolute at the back and that's a good thing. On the flip side, Sunderland, they're not quite as sturdy back there, and of course they've got the
A few inches later.
Obviously Sunderland aren't quite as sturdy at the back, but they have got the forward front, which always makes defending a challenge against them.
You touched on the creative side. Do you think that Borough's creativity is a problem, like in terms of there's not enough attacking options, or are the players actually not creative enough to create the chances? Is the standard of players too low in order to score that amount of goals?
I don't think the standard of play is too low. I think they're so drilled into how Karanka used to do things, which was essentially 4 at the back, 2 in midfield, and then they had Negredo up top with about 40 yards of space by himself. So we're just not used to playing with that creative drive. And of course on the wings, nowadays we've got Downing, who looked very good in the last match. And then Traore, who comes on, and he kind of damages the balance. He's fast, he's dribbling, it's exciting, but his end product's not there.
Borough could keep a clean sheet quite easily against them, which is can he score?
If I'm honest, I think just with the fire of the game that both sides, absolutely, it's imperative for them.
It's having to one-off game, because they both, low down, they both need to win so much. A draw is no good.
Because I think they're both going to go down.
Yeah.
Really fighting for nothing, really.
If I'm honest, this isn't something any Borough fan would want to say at the start of the season, but we have to face facts. Middlesbrough and Sunderland are both the same level team. They're maybe marginally to go for the Championship if they play well, and they're not Premier League quality, not really. So the game is going to be scrappy. It's going to be. I think there's going to be quite a few goals purely because we just both need it, but we're not Premier League quality yet unless we build for the future.
Yeah.
Good question. Is it even on TV?
Don't think so. No.
That's quite a big issue because considering like it's
TV
relegation scrap.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, I don't think so.
The North East derby is such, and it's just
It
not on
was
TV.
rescheduled because of the cup, so that might be something to do with it, but I don't know.
Predictions? What do you think?
I've mentioned Middlesbrough likely quickly keep a clean sheet. Sunderland very poor going forward. Middlesbrough good at the back, but purely based on the fact that it feels like a one-off game and the draw is absolutely pointless for both teams. I would like to think there'd be goals. I would probably go for 2-2 off the top of my head.
Well, I mean, we do have a habit of drawing, but I do think there has to be some attacking initiative for both teams, and I can see both teams scoring. Ideally, I'd like Middlesbrough to win, but who knows? I think maybe it's going to be something stupid like 3-2 and a one-off enigma game that no one expects. I think it'll be 3-2 Middlesbrough, but I'm not massively confident about that.
And I think it's going to be the opposite of what it was at Stadium Light. I think it's going to be 2-1 to Sunderland. I just think you can't discount the four, and as you were talking about in Anachabi, if he's on fire as well, he's too strong.
Barrow will have a very, very tough time. Needs a lot of help.
Yeah, hopefully it's a good game anyway. Hopefully it's not 0-0.
Hopefully Fabio's back, because if he's not, we don't have much.
And if it is on TV, don't forget to watch it.
Right, so now for some stats. I've researched 6 stats from the Middlesbrough Sunderland history as well as stats from Middlesbrough's season, and I'm going to discuss them with Sam and Dan here. So let's get the first stat rolling.
Oh no!
What are you doing? Go back!
Right, so the first stat. Middlesbrough's last league home defeat versus Sunderland was on the 25th of September 2005, and that was 12 years ago. And it was that long ago that Gareth Southgate, current England manager, was the Borough captain back then. Yakubu, George Boateng, and Huli Walker, who now plays for South Shields, scored for Sunderland. Tommy Miller also scored.
Those were the days back when
That's a long time ago.
They finished well.
Sunderland did win at Middlesbrough in the FA Cup in 2012, 2-1. Stefan Sessegnon, extra time winner. But in terms of league, it's been a long time since Borough have lost to home to Sunderland, so that may give them something.
That's a long
extra.
time of quality ago, however.
And the next start, there's only been 2 0-0 scorelines between the sides in the last 35 meetings, which is
I can't believe that.
which is quite a big stat. It's true. The 2-0 nils were on the 14th of November 1981, and then the 9th of April 2001. So there hasn't been one for 16 years between the sides.
That just says a lot about the
I bet you that might change. That might change.
I think that has a chance of changing.
That's good,
There's a 20-year gap between them 2-0 nils as well. And a little quiz now. Can you guess the most common scoreline in that time?
2-1.
2-1 is third with 6 occasions.
1-0.
1-0 is correct. 1-0 8 times, 2-0 7 times, and 2-1 6 times.
That's so blurry. 1-0 victories,
So,
all losses.
a 0-0 and it'll break a record. The third in 35 meetings and the first since 2001. So could happen.
that last
22 goals against Sunderland have been scored in the first half in all competitions. So they're obviously getting quickly out of blocks. And I'll tell you the quickest of them, Frank Quadru, 2 minutes, 22nd of October 2001. Can you read anything into that?
Nope. Didn't think so.
Right, so this one's about Negredo. So Alvaro Negredo needs one more goal that equaled his league tally of 9 for Manchester City in 2013-14. And so if we compare his stats from 2013-14 to the season currently, goals per game average is only down 0.1 this season. He scored 2 with his head for Man City, 1 with his head. He scored 6 with his left in 2013-14, 7 this season, only 1 with his right foot in 2013-14. Next one, this is about Borough's current season. So Middlesbrough have won 10 points from a possible 15 against the 3 teams currently around them in the league. So Sunderland won Borough 2, they beat Swansea 3-0 at home, which is their last league home win, and that was on the 17th of December, amazingly enough. They drew 0-0 with Swansea away, they beat Hull 1-0 at home, and obviously they were beaten by Hull 4-2 just as soon as this month. So that's 1-3, drew 1, lost 1. Amazingly, they're the only 4 teams they've beaten this season. Sunderland, Swansea, Hull. There's one more, Bournemouth for the other one. So 3 of them teams are out of the 4 they've beaten.
Other than our defensive qualities, it's quite clear to see that we do not have the quality of the mid to high Premier League teams. Again, even some of the lower sides in the league we're not so good against, but it makes sense.
So in 08-09, at this stage, after 32 games, they won 7, drew 9 and lost 16, scored 25, conceded 47, 30 points. This season, won 4, so 3 down, drew 12, 3 more draws, lost the same amount of games, 16, scored 2 less goals, but they had conceded 8 less.
Thank you for joining us on our TU Fresh adventure. It's been a very good journey, one that we've all very thoroughly enjoyed, and I'm sure we will work together in future.
Absolutely.
But for now, we will see you later.
See ya.